The second I was out, I felt fantastic. I mean, I was flying. I remember looking to my right, to the instructor on my right. As I moved my hand down, he was saying no, which I couldn't quite work out why he was saying no, and I looked to the instructor on my left and he was saying yes. The instructor on my right was saying no. The instructor on my left was saying yes. And I don't know, somehow I think I got on better with the instructor on my left, so third time I pulled the lever that got rid of the parachute, not the lever that opened the parachute. I got the Wally of the Decade award from the skydiving organization for that incident. They did change the design on the parachutes after that, and I don't think anyone's done that.
That seems like an incredible design flaw.
Yeah, they had two red toggles beside each other. And that was, normally when you skydive with somebody, attached to somebody. They put me out as a solo flight on my first skydive. And my body was just not quite bent quite right, and I could only see the one toggle. And anyway, it was lucky that the instructor managed to get to the reserve chute.
So when you watch that, do you have a visceral reaction?
Yeah, it took me a few days to get over that, actually. You don't really want to be in the sky without a parachute. It's not a good idea.
You had a bike accident this summer, and some of your reaction to it, just from what I was reading online, you seemed slightly shaken up in a way that you might not normally see. Is that true? Is there a parallel there?
When you've hit the road hard, when you're thrown over the handlebars, you almost do see your life flash before you. If you hit it in one angle, your neck's broken. If you hit it in a different angle, you're dead. If you hit it in another angle, you walk away and you're bruised and scratched and you're lucky. And I remember lying there just thinking, have I broken my neck? And then slightly moving it and realizing I hadn't. And I was fortunate. And throughout my life, I'm doing an updated autobiography at the moment, and we worked on how many of my 9 lives I'd used up. We worked out that it was 69 near misses in my life that I've had. So somebody up there has been very, very kind to me.
At this point, when you had the parachute incident, did that at all make you rethink what you were doing? Was there ever a point where you said, hold on one second, I got lucky this time to walk away?
It didn't appear in the film, but they put me straight back in the plane after that, put me straight back up again, made me jump again that day and again that day. And I think that's the right attitude. If you come off your bike, you've got to get back on your bike. And, and I became quite a proficient skydiver as a result. Yes, I'm not the sort of person to give up on something, really. I mean, I think since I had the bike accident 2 months ago, I've done a 2,500 kilometer bike ride and 100 miles a day through heavy mountains. So, so we don't give up.
You have many employees. They might not have the same risk tolerance or ability to bounce back that you have. When you look at people who have accidents, who are scared by something and decide they don't want to do it anymore, do you try to push them to do it? Do you encourage everyone to do it? Or do you have a different way of thinking about how certain people can react to failure or scary situations like this?
No, I think the fact that I'm built this way, I wouldn't want to impose it on other people. In business, I'm a great believer in protecting the downside. And so when we got our first 747, I knew it was risky going into the airline business, but I did a deal with Boeing, which enabled me to hand that plane back at the end of the first year if the business didn't work out. Likewise with my adventures, protecting the downside is protecting your life. And we went through a lot of training like skydiving and so on to try to make sure that if something went wrong, we could get out of it. Sometimes the training itself can be quite risky.
But if someone like Per, let's say, had decided that he was out, What would your reaction have been?
If Per had decided to drop out at that stage, I would have felt very uncomfortable flying that balloon on my own. Fortunately, the time he decided to jump out of the balloon, I'd had a bit of experience, so I could cope on my own. But early on, that would not have been nice.